Shalom to everyone. I am Uri Ayalon from Rabbi Uri Ayalon from Melitz, and I'm happy to be with you here in our session about how to transform presential in real life. We won't use that name anymore to a technological community in the time of this Corona time that we are new to it and we experience some new phenomena, although we have all the technology and everything for years already. But I think that that's the first time that we have such an event that almost forces us to use this kind of communication tool. I will say even not as an option, but more as a need. A few things before I will start to talk about the issue, and I hope that we will finish that when we have some a bit more knowledge about how to look at an online community, maybe differently than what we thought before, maybe, and I am sure that here there are a lot of people that are using technology, and that maybe, and I suppose that they use the same methods that what I will show here. It won't be a workshop or a session in which I will explain how to manage Zoom or how to manage WhatsApp. But the idea of this session is really to see the psychology, the ideology, the ways of thinking of those that we are leading, if it's in a community, if it's in a school, a congregation, a youth movement, a year program, whatever. How do they look from their side to the interaction, and how can we try to use it in a way that gives us also results, but also really tries to deal with the issues that we are dealing daily when we are not doing that technology in a technological way. First of all, you have also here the chat. If you look at the bottom of the screen, you can enter the chat, and I will put here in the chat two docs. One is, the first one is a contact sheet that I will be very happy that you will enter after we finish or before we close or during the session, and put your details in it. And the second one is for comments. I am sure that all kinds of thoughts and all kinds of ideas and all kinds of experiences you will have during the session. And we want here at Melitz to give you the opportunity also to share with us, with all of us, your thoughts, and also to be able to collect what are the concerns, the challenges, the achievements that you have in such a way of working, that we can all learn, and maybe to keep contact and help you to continue developing those kinds of tools to continue your work. We have here a lot of people that are joining us here at this session. And the idea is that I will talk and I will explain, but of course, I will be very happy to hear you also from time to time. So for now, I'm keeping the microphones shut down so we can have a quiet meeting. But if you have something to say or something, or you can raise your hand or to do some gesture that I will understand that you want to say something, and it will be great to hear you. Also, we have people from all around the world here. The majority is from Israel, but we decided here at Melitz that it will be in English, and maybe in the next few days we will have 2 more sessions, one in Hebrew, and the third one will be in Spanish. So if you know others that are interested, I will publish it in the social media and in other ways. So if there are others that are interested, after we will finish this session, so keep in contact, and hopefully we will have 1 or 2 more like that to give the opportunity to other people to enjoy this kind of conversation about how to transform our communities and our programs into technological programs. We are here at Melitz in Jerusalem. Here at Melitz is an organization that is already 50 years old. The last few years, we are dealing with issues of especially of peoplehood, as it was from the beginning, but focusing on those, the influencers like you, and because we see all the influencers that are those that are really making the difference, each one in his own community, in his own program. So we are here in Jerusalem. I am Rabbi Uri Ayalon. I live here in Jerusalem for 42 years, born in Argentina. And since I think since 1980 that I had my first computer, I always looked for connections and how to communicate outside of the world of the personal computer. And today I have a community, a Spanish-speaking community for 4 years already, that are Spanish speakers, Jews from all around the world that don't have physical communities where they live. And we are working as a living community from distance. I want to start this session telling you about the yesterday meeting, and then we will move on. The yesterday meeting was a very interesting meeting. We meet at our congregation every Sunday, like today, to have a lesson of Parashat Shavua every Sunday, and every Wednesday online on video, just to socialize. But because of the corona, I decided that we need to have another session Saturday night, and we had it. And we spoke about the model of a congregation that works from far away. And the model that works from far away, the interesting thing is that it's totally different than what we think when we are now sitting together here and thinking how we will work on distance. Because when we met last night, what happens every time that we open the cameras, because everyone sits in a different place, we feel closer. We feel that we are together. But those that are used to have a lesson, if it's in the synagogue, in the school, and suddenly you ask for them to work this way, they feel separated. And in this session, we will try to understand, okay, how we change that from feeling that we are separating, that each one of us is now sitting or in different places here in Israel or in different places around the world, but we are really together. But we are really together, and the technology gives us an opportunity to be together and to not compensate reality, but really be reality. And we will start really with that. I want to say also a bit, few 2 or 3 sentences more about Melitz and the programs of Melitz, because it's important. One of the things that we understood in the last few years is that if you want to connect the Jewish people, then you can not keep only traveling from one side to another side, but you need to use technology because a lot of reasons that we will talk about them a bit later. So we established few programs. One of the programs called Sfat Am is the idea that really brings people that are Hebrew speakers, not Israelis, also Israelis, but not just Israelis, that are Hebrew speakers from all around the world to study in Hebrew together, and forming a community of Hebrew speakers together on this platform. Because I don't know if you know, but there are no international programs in Hebrew, only in English, as we are doing now in our session. So people that want to speak Hebrew, they don't have the opportunity where they live, but we establish a platform that gives an opportunity to those that want to speak Hebrew and study in Hebrew together to do it this way. And the second one is Radio Melitz. This is our radio station that we established a few months ago, but the radio station that broadcasts from Jerusalem, but also from different parts of the world. The project that we are working now on is about connecting schools together, gathering 4 schools together from around the Jewish world, and that they will produce radio programs together. Now, these are things that can be done today because of the technology. These are things that can be done today in a way that the next generation and this generation from today really can understand that the connection of people really creates new reality, but reality, not virtual reality. So we will start our session. I will put here the second.
Yes,
I will share with you this PowerPoint. We put it like that it's easier. So we are starting here our online How to Do It Corona Time Melitz session. And the first thing that I want to talk about, and also to hear from you, and I will, okay, is what is the difference between what we are doing in our programs and in our communities face-to-face versus technological communication. I want to talk first of all about the image, the different image of face-to-face to technological communication. I suppose that you know and you hear that everyone that says, okay, I will meet you now on Zoom or on Skype or whatever, always the feeling is, yes, it's nice to do that we are sitting now together here in this session, but it is not real, because each one of us is really in a different place. It's really sitting in a different atmosphere, so it's not really together. It's almost together. Because of that, I think that the term virtual reality, it's a problematic term, because what we are talking about is that, first of all, face-to-face we can touch. Second, we can feel. Third, we have the habit that is our life. Our life is meeting together in one room, meeting together in one place, not meeting together in this way. And that really a meeting, when we do it face to face, it's much more real than if we are sitting here and discussing about what is the difference between face to face and technological communication. And from the same side of the technological communication, we can say that now we are sitting together. So what I see when I look at you, I just see what you want to show me that, when I'm sitting with you. I don't know almost nothing about you, but what you are choosing to show me on the camera. Second, of course, I cannot touch, I cannot shake your hand. Of course, today it's not allowed even if we are face to face. But I cannot anything. I don't feel you. And of course, whatever I say is that I'm saying that now, but I think that it's not the reality of technological communication. And especially, we think that this is not the ultimate way of communication. This is maybe an alternative, but not always a good alternative because of all kind of technical things. Because when we are sitting here together now and talking with each other, suddenly we can have a problem with the internet connection. It will finish suddenly our connection, and a lot of things that can happen. A technical problem in my computer, in one of yours. So from that reason, we really feel that technological communication is not a good alternative to be the alternative to our sessions in real life in our communities or groups. But on the other hand, the technologies are giving us some possibilities that we are not getting from the if there is someone that can shut let's do it here, just a second. Okay. What we can see that first of all, when we are meeting here, we are meeting in a very cheap way with people of all around the world. Something that it's very, very expensive to do. Just a second. Change a second. And okay. Okay. Okay, we are back. And we can see that we can meet together a lot of people from all around the world, but we can meet a lot of people from all around the neighborhood also, that they are not available to come to the same place. And that we can have all kinds of multimedia and share things that it's harder to do it. It's not that it's impossible, but it's different to do it face to face than to do it here on the screen. And I think that it gives us really a lot of opportunities to do some things that face to face it's not always available. One of the things that we can do, and we are not using it like now, but is the chat system. Now we can look at the chat system in a way that it's just a chat, but we can look at the chat system from a totally different way of observation, and to look at the chat system as a possibility to people that are not talking when they are sitting together in the same room because they are shy, because they are afraid that what they will say it's not too wise, because they don't like to shout as others that are shouting. And here they have the chat that it's an equal tool of technological communication that gives the same place to everyone. I can tell you that I studied communication at the Hebrew University in the 90s. And one of the things that we studied, one of the first courses about the internet and the internet communication, the chat were so primitive there, but that it gave the possibility to people to have a voice. The technology gives a voice to people that maybe face to face won't have a voice. And that I think it really gives already, and we just started, gives already an opportunity to look at the potential of technological communications inside our communities as something that opens circles. And we know, and I am as a rabbi and a community leader, but also I think that all the educators that are here in this session, and almost everyone, know exactly what I'm talking about when we are sitting in a circle of people and there are those that want to ever even say a word. And I can give you a million of examples of the change that gives the opportunity of using technological to the congregational and community level, that the technology really makes a big difference sometimes, especially to those people that really don't have a voice. So we see that there is face-to-face and there is a technological communication. But what we can see is one phenomenon that we forget. When we use technological communication, because it belongs to the, let's say, to the more modern era, or the fast food era, or I will say the everything fast that technology brings to our life, we think that it will also, it's like a shortcut. That all kinds of things that we will do using technology and using them with our program, our project, or our congregation, it will be easier and faster. But I want to bring one aspect that I think that it's the first aspect that is a tool to really, to those that will decide to use technology or that are using already, that they will bring success to that transformation, and that to make it part of your life. 20 years ago or more, when I was a student, one of the professors sent me to make a short survey in a chat system that was really primitive in the university, and to ask one question. To ask the question, if you are decide to spend time on the chat system and to postpone other things that we are doing in life to be in the chat system. And in the, let's say, early 90s, the answer, and I don't remember even, it's not statistical, but it was at the beginning of the internet synchronic communication. The answer was most of the time, no. We will not change our habits in life and use technology to communicate someone because we will prefer the interaction face to face. 2 weeks ago, in one of my sessions with my congregation, I asked them, what is for you the lesson of Parashat Shabbat that I'm giving on Sunday? And the questions were very interesting. Most of them were saying that we are planning our day, our Sunday, according to the hour of the lesson. Sometimes it's changed a bit. And we decide what to do on that Sunday that we will get on time home to be in your lesson. Now, it's not about the quality of my lesson, that it's okay. It is that it's part of their life. My lesson became part of their daily or their weekly experience on Sunday, that it's not different than to go to have Pilates or to go to play football or to go to a dance class. For them, the lesson that I'm giving is in their schedule. I am telling that because the image of the working online has two aspects. One is, well, it's inside the computer. So if I will come or not participate, it's, like we say, it's no Nova, it's virtual. The other thing, and that it's from the, let's say, from the last few years, or maybe the last 10 years, but let's say more than the last five years, is that they will say, okay, so I wasn't in that lesson, but I have a recording someplace that I for sure I will be able to listen to that lesson. But the real answer is that my students are not coming for the lesson. They are coming for the lesson. They are coming to see each other. They are really coming, first of all, to interact, because every session, before I'm preparing my cup of coffee and we are starting to study together, there are a few minutes, that can be even 15 minutes, that they are explaining to each other what's going on in their life. Not because I told them to say that, it's because they are really in that interaction for 4 years already. So it can be about politics in Catalonia, or it can be about the crisis in Venezuela, or about the Jewish education in Buenos Aires. And for them, those 15 minutes in that meeting every Sunday, it's really part of their life. So if I will put, first thing that I think that's the big challenge of technological communication is to try to bring our congregants and our students and our program participants to understand that what's happening on screen, it's not less than what's happening when we were coming to the synagogue and sitting together in the room. It's part of life. And it takes time. We will talk about the rhythm. But for now, if you have any comment or question, so I can have a bit of coffee. If someone wants to talk, you can open the microphone. Yes, we will stop sharing for a second. So I will see you. Yes. And if everything is okay, we will continue. Don't be shy.
I have a question.
Sure, but say who you are and where are you from. If you, the one that is talking, tell me, yeah.
Okay, my name is Danny Steiner.
Yeah.
I'm a director of a small cultural center in Haifa. Hi, everybody.
Yeah.
So do you have experience with other platforms or only with Zoom? Because I know that Google also has a platform.
I will say that I have experience with Zoom with some others, but I think that it doesn't matter. I'm telling you, it's not about the platform. It's about what you are doing with the platform. I think that Zoom is today, because the way it is working technologically, it's the best for today. It has a way to work technologically in a different way than other programs. And because of that, it gives us the opportunity to be a lot of people together without feeling that it's reducing the quality of communication. And that's very important when we are working together. And because of that, I recommend Zoom Note. I'm not getting any percent of nothing from Zoom. But,
unfortunately.
Can I jump in?
That's right, unfortunately. But I don't think that's the only today, that's the only platform. I think that even to use the platform as even in Messenger and Facebook, or even in Google, or even in whatever, it's again, I think it's about what we are doing in the platform and not the platform itself. Of course, we are looking all the time for a good platform, especially because our experience with the video and the platforms in the last 10 years, it was a very bad experience because of problem of the band, the width of the band. And because of that, we needed a better communication software. But I think that today we are in an era that it's much, much better. And because of that, I don't think it matters too much in which one. I think that everyone has to feel that he's feeling really comfortable with the platform. That's all.
Uli, can I jump in?
Sure.
Hi everyone, Lionel, 248 friend, very close friend of Melitz, and an Avlaminville fan, I'm sure as many of us. I'm currently launching merachok.com to help people with this remote transition. What you're saying, Daniel, and what I hear from you, Uli, this is what I call platform agnostic. It's not about the platform, it's not about the tool. And at the same time it is, because everything is gam v'gam. Zoom has specific features. Google did open Google Hangout Meet for everyone that has G Suite, which is an incredible way of them supporting this remote transition. They do have different layouts that you can use. It works a little different than Zoom, but it's highly recommended. It's very stable. It's very easy access. And to join you, Uli, in what you're saying, it's about, for people that this is their first impression, the onboarding process and holding their hand in this transition is very important. So if you're planning a webinar or just hanging out online to not be as alone as we are at this time when we have to be closed into a box, I would say the first 10-15 minutes is just welcoming people in and making sure that you have people that can support others and a WhatsApp group that helps you so that people can help other people join in, whether it's muting or unmuting, making sure that they can hear, recommending everyone to have headphones next to them because it always works better with headphones unless you have a stable connection and setup. And I'm seeing Maya, you have headphones. I truly encourage you to think more of this as a talk show than as a webinar or a lecture or a class. People need to feel comfortable and welcomed. This is the same as being in a community in person. So have those hosts, those technological people that can help other people on board, and then also have very good content so that people realize that they should come back not just for this one, but for the next one as well. And as Radio Melitz does, let them know what's the lineup so that they can choose when to come online and when to log in and make sure that they know that there's a chat just like you did. But it's platform agnostic. It sometimes is about features like Zoom has breakout rooms, which as far as I know is a unique feature for them. Some other platforms are going after this, but Hangouts does definitely have share screen. They have the video, audio. So there's a lot of tools that you can use just on Google Hangout Meet.
Thank you. Okay, we will go back to the PowerPoint, and we will continue after we spoke about, and we will get back to really the tools. But before we get to the tools, I want to continue a bit about really how we look at the experience. And I want to talk about life and its rhythm. Because as I said before, we are looking at technology as something that is very fast. But if we look at our life, we will find in a way, in a minute, that our changes in life that are happening very, very slow. Maybe if we have a crisis like now, it's something that changes very fast. But most of the time, our life is changing very, very slow. And our expectations from technology that will solve and do some magic about interaction between people, I think it's a false way of thinking, because life has its rhythm. So when we are dealing with issues of congregation and technology, we have to be patient. We have to really work very, very hard. Again, it's not about 1 day or 2 days to really make people to do that to transform from meeting at the club to meet on Zoom or on Hangout. It's really to change the way of thinking of people. And to make it that, it's really to working very, very hard and really be constant and to be there all the time. To be there all the time, it means, and we will talk about it in a minute, that, and Danny asked about Zoom, we can look at the video conferencing that we are doing now as one meeting that I'm meeting you. I know some of you, I don't know most of you. And we will enjoy together to be here for an hour and a half. And then every one of us will go to his own places and continue his life. Now, it will be a great experience. It will be a lousy experience, this session, whatever you will choose at the end of our meeting here. But I assure you that this meeting is disconnected for what you are doing in your life. I mean, from all the concerns that you had before you joined this session and what will happen later on today when we will close it. It will be one event that happened during your day. But the community is not like that. A community has a place that has no deadline, and maybe it has no. We are joining a community, and it's continuing all the time. We are part of the community all the time. If we were a community, the group that we are here together, so what will happen is not that I would just give you a lesson or a session here about technological communication in the Corona era, but it will be part of a continuing conversation that we have together that started maybe 3 years ago and will continue for the next 20 years. So this meeting has a totally different meaning for the community members. It's almost the same, maybe a bit different when you are talking about people that are participating in a program, but they are part of a program. So every meeting is, again, part of a program. And to go back and say that to make it part of your life, you have to synchronize the technology with the rhythm of life. And to understand that this is a tool. This is not a magic. And this is not a shortcut. Why people are saying that this is not real? Because, as I said, we are not physically in the same place. But if we go 20 years ago or 30 years ago, when we didn't have even a mobile phone, we never, I think, I can talk about myself, I don't know what about you. I can never say that when I called my mother on the phone, when I was in the army or after that or before, it wasn't real. It was real. My mother was on the other side of the phone call. Again, we have to treat these meetings, and each one of you that is now with me here, I look at you as people that are really sitting there, really have full life. And in that way, when we are synchronizing the rhythm of life with the intention that what we are doing, that it's very significant when we are doing that physically, it will stay in the same level when we are working on that online. And this session and what we will try to do now is to understand how can we translate that feeling into technology. So I will say a few words about what is a community. I started that already, but the community is really a place where people are coming to participate because they want friends, they have a lot of reasons why they are coming, but they want to belong. They don't just want to belong, but they also want to be seen and want to be heard. To be part of a group. And when I'm saying that, I'm saying, okay, let's take this statement as one of the bases of building a platform, a technological platform that will deal with the issue of being seen and being heard and being present. And let's look and try to find what kind of tool will give us the solution or a partial solution, or we'll try to deal with that, with the issue of our congregant or our program participant that want to feel that he is not just another name in a Zoom meeting, or that he is not just another name in a WhatsApp group. This is a community. Community, again, it's about mutual responsibility. And because if it is in mutual responsibility, we need to find the technological tool that gives us the possibility to replace that feeling and to fulfill that feeling also in the platform. What they want to be part, there are a lot of reasons. But what we know that those that are coming voluntarily to our programs or to be part in our community is not because someone is forcing them. It's because they decided to be part of our group. And that's also a thing that we have to consider when we are developing programs that are technologically. And I don't think that I'm saying big new things, especially of those that are working in community programs. It doesn't have to be a synagogue. It can be also a year program or something like that. That in every group, and I'm saying that generally without really talking about anyone specifically, there are those that we are prefer that they will not participate. Now, in a technological world, it's very easy to do that. But again, to think that the people that are in the program, or the people that are in the community, decided to be part of it, when it's physically, we cannot neglect them, we cannot neglect them also in a technological platform. And again, these things I'm saying because when we will start in a few minutes to try and to analyze the technological tools, we will try to see together what they are giving us to really deal with those issues that I'm raising now. To do something that I think that gives a chance to technology to really give a good fight to face-to-face interaction. Yes, if there are any questions for now, so let's stop sharing for a minute.
My name is Uri Beckman. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. From where?
Okay. I'm from Herzliya and I teach at Vought. It's a natural Shiluv in Vought. I would like to know if I would like to see all of you now at once, or some of you, would that be possible?
I think that we can be almost everyone here.
If
together.
you slide from right to left, you're on mobile. So if you slide with your finger from right to left, you'll be able to see more people. And because there are many people here, there's more than one page to swipe. But you need to be inside the Zoom app, swipe from right to left, miyamin lesmol, and you'll be able to see more people.
Yes, that's
so if I want to give a lesson now, okay, and I have a class of 3 or 4 students, okay, and I want to see all of them at once. Could I see them at once? They're
sure,
in different places.
You can do that, but it's better to do it on the computer, not on the mobile.
I see.
Zoom, it's really a platform that works very well on computers. Then that it gives a solution, that it's a nice solution also on mobile, but I don't think that it gives the effect that we have when we are sitting together in front of computers and see each other, almost everyone here at once. So it gives really the feeling that we are together from all parts of the world together on the same screen. Yes, some other remarks? Okay.
I have another question.
Sure.
If I work from the computer, can I connect to a video camera and videotape what I want the students to see?
From
to a video camera.
It depends. I really don't know what to answer about that, but you can really share whatever you can open on your computer. You can share on Zoom. What's happening when I push share? I see all the programs that are open in my computer, and I can choose whatever I want to share with you.
Okay, thank you.
The share option allows to share the sound from the computer directly. If you're showing a video, it allows to show a specific program or a screen, so you move between programs. Yeah, the share definitely there.
So we will continue with the PowerPoint.
Thanks.
Okay. Okay, so we will go straight to this one because I see that we are now interested to try and to look really at technology and how it really touches our work as educators. And everyone is talking here about video conferencing because it looks like really a platform that gives us the best solution for communication. Here we are sitting together. We are looking at each other. We are hearing each other. I can give you the opportunity to speak. I can say whatever I want. I'm showing you now a PowerPoint presentation. I can show you from YouTube. I can show you whatever I want. I can draw with you on the screen. And that's amazing. But the question is video conferencing, what gives us video conferencing in the context of a community? If it gives us the solution to maintain community together by those meetings that we are having on video conferencing. But let's try to compare what's happening now with us here that we are sitting together with the situation of a congregation. If we can try and to translate this meeting to a face-to-face meeting, it means that instead of sitting each one on his own place and having a conversation here, we were in one room, but we decided that on Sunday, 6 p.m. Israel time, we are meeting together and we are having a discussion about whatever we want. And maybe, because we are very enjoying this session, we will say to each other at the end of the session, let's meet once more this Wednesday. And that's great. So we will meet on Wednesday. But from Sunday to Wednesday, we are still belonging to the congregation. And the question is, if from Sunday to Wednesday that we will meet again, what's happening there? And what is my feeling as a congregant towards the congregation if my experience is those meetings that are face-to-face, or in our case, on Zoom or in other video conferences. But it's great. But what I learn from you, what you learn from me, and what it does to the feeling of belonging. So video conferencing, as it became, again, a very cheap and efficient tool, it became a symbol of online communication in ways that we think that it's really the most close platform to real life. Again, I don't like to use real life, but I will say it again. To face-to-face conversation. But when we analyze our life, we will discover very, very fast that even in our community or in our program, the meetings are only part of the issue. They are not the only things that are happening to give us the whole feeling of belonging. And because of that, also when I established my community, the Spanish community that I told you about, and when we are running programs here at Melitz that are using technology, video conferencing is only one platform between few platforms that are trying to give a whole package and to try to really give the feeling of and the sensation of belonging to our participants. And I think that we have to give video conference an additional life. And what's really additional life to video conferencing is to really find the tool that gives us, that closes that gap between those meetings and what we are experiencing as part of the community during from meeting to meeting, or in general, even if there is no one meeting face to face during all the program. And I am talking of social media. Now, when we are talking about social media, we can talk about social media for a big, long session, and to try to analyze social media from different angles and to see what's the role of social media in the essence of a community. But that's not what we will do now. We will talk about something that we use. I think most of us use it, and it's a tool like WhatsApp or Telegram or one of those. I'm not talking about Facebook because I think Facebook has a different role in a congregational online life. But what's doing WhatsApp? I give you the WhatsApp tool as again as an example. It's not the only one. There are other tools today that are good, at least as WhatsApp. But WhatsApp is really the most popular one. WhatsApp gives us the opportunity to be in touch almost all the time, for good and for bad. Because I suppose that all of us has an experience of going out from groups that are not ending talking, or really not not understanding why we have to belong to a place that has no interaction at all. But in a congregational, in a program life, WhatsApp or any other platform give life to video conferencing and other tools, to really gives us the sensation that there is movement, that it is alive, that it is not one session and then I forget from you and then I will see you in a week or in 3 days or in 2 weeks. But I am constantly there. Now when we think about it, it's really hard work to manage WhatsApp groups of congregations or of programs if we want that they will be influential. It's really a hard work. I can tell you from my own experience that there are times that in the WhatsApp group of my community that I decide to disappear from time to time because it's really tiring. It has an immediate influence on the community. Not because I am so important in the community, but especially because what's happening there, it's talking about life. But we can not, I think, that's not neglect the importance of having a synchronic communication group that is a part, even a central part of our communal work. And what I'm saying about that? What I'm saying about that is that the communication, the personal communication, if it's from the moderator with the participants, if it's the rabbi with the congregants, or some educator in the congregation, or if it's the counselor in a year group with the students, for me, this is maybe the most important component in trying to translate face-to-face interaction into technological interaction. Because at the end, it's not about a great lesson. At the end, it's about feeling that I am not transparent. And I think that platforms that support the program as WhatsApp, Telegram, or those, again, are crucial to the success of transforming face-to-face into technological interaction. And they will support the video conference, and they will support any other platform because they are constantly working. They are there. They are giving what is important in that personal interaction. I will tell you that the most interesting thing that happened in interaction between people in the internet during the last 20 years, if at the beginning it was amazing that I could be in touch from here, from Jerusalem, with someone that is now in England or in the United States or in Brazil, but it's still, I think it's amazing. The development of the interaction in the internet was that we wanted to be in interaction with people that are close to us, that we want to have a family group of WhatsApp, that we want to meet someone that we don't know that is living in the street next to us. And if I'm talking about Facebook for a second, that's what it caused, Facebook. It caused communities and interactions that are totally personal. The most important thing in Facebook is not the great post that I'm writing every day about all kinds of important things that are happening here in Israel. The most important thing in Facebook is that I know that I can publish and my friends will read what I'm thinking about. In the personal interaction, today we have a lot of tools that are allowing us to be in personal interaction. As I said, we have WhatsApp, we have video conferencing, and we have also things like Facebook or others that are in the third type that are really bringing something more to the table. And that they're bringing the opportunity of the congregants to share their thoughts, to let other people to know them better in a way that Facebook, it's like a slow motion WhatsApp. Something slow, something not, I don't think that it's deeper, but it's deeper in a way that we can write more. And when I'm speaking with my daughters, they say, Abba, you are old already, you are using Facebook, because we are using Instagram or using other things that I don't use. So I look at them, and what I'm saying is, yes, but when I'm doing that as an educator, I'm using the tools that are serving my needs to fulfill a mission. And because of that, platforms as Facebook, and there can be maybe others, but as Facebook, they give us another dimension to almost complete the to bring that congregant together to us and us to our congregants. So what I'm saying is that if we want to, if we want to get to a place that it's really influential, we need the multi-platform concept. We need to use all of them. It's not easy, but we have to look to take few and to look how to together they combine into something as a whole that gives us the opportunity to maintain in some way the face-to-face interaction. Now I will open it to some questions. Yes.
I see, it's Uri again. I see all the time a sign on the top of the screen saying recording. So all the session is recorded?
Yes, all the session is recorded.
Always?
Not always. Not always. Ami, yes.
Oli, turn yours up.
Just a second.
Okay. Okay, I can't talk. Never mind.
No, you can talk.
Yeah, I'll continue. Hello, everybody. Hi, Ami speaking from Melitz.
That was a magic.
First of all, you have to understand when you have two cameras or computers working in the same room that you might have feedback and you can't work two people at once. I want to say something about what we showed around here. I want to talk about our experience for the last 3.5, 4 years. We've been trying to develop technologies and working with existing technologies to get people connected from all around the world, Jewish people, on our Jewish peoplehood platforms. And our experience, we have very good experience, and we have some, lots of experience that of failure. And I think that there's a few crucial things that we need to understand. That technology, like Zoom, could be very, very meaningful. People get really excited, and you can really get attached to people. We have people from all around the world connecting together. Our struggles are to find the exact time that everybody can get on, like we're doing right now. They'll be comfortable. Saying that, today, when we need to be in touch with our neighbors, and we can't just walk in and talk to them anymore here in Jerusalem, then we might get to a much worse state that that we're closed in our own rooms and so on. We need to understand that our passion, the way we facilitate is more important than the technology itself. We need to be aware that it's not like a platform or a lecture that you just, when you're talking about community, you have to hold all the basic qualities of of being a community leader, and to understand that the more platforms like that you enable people to be on, you get the people more options of being involved. One of the greatest parts of what I felt really excited about when we started doing our program Sfat Am, where we talk to people in Hebrew from all around the world, is that we realized that suddenly lots and lots of people that are not involved in the Hebrew discussion, but once we enabled this platform, they became involved, and they became involved very, very emotionally. So this tool of working through technology enables lots of people that aren't involved in the regular community practice to be very relevant suddenly. What we need to think about is how do we be aware of our old assumptions of how things worked once, but not rely on them. This is a stepping stone. This is, for us, it was like it was an opportunity to be able to look at community in different angles in a new way. And we also understand that people of the community suddenly have a new role in the community, where once we wouldn't, just didn't fit in. And the thing is that now with this crisis, the purpose we're doing all this is because we need to be aware of our community, what's happening with people. If it's our students, or if it's our community, or whatever, our families, this is a tool that enables us to do that. So that's very important. Was very important for me to say. We have a lot of experience on what works and what doesn't, but you mostly need to. Maybe my best tip is, don't think that you know what the solution is before you start. You need to practice. You get there. You need to put, enable the people to express themselves, learn the new community, the new press, the new angles, and let it work. And that's, we are very, very satisfied with our results, because we have been doing some very, very interesting things. Oli, back to you.
Yes, so yes, Nama. So let's open your microphone. Yes.
Yeah. Hi, everybody. I'm Nama. I'm from Tkoa. My question is if you have any experience of using this with children.
Well, my wife is a teacher. Today she started to use Zoom with kids, with her students. Yeah. And what was interesting this morning is that kids are faster than us, and that they are speaking that language much better than us. So it was amazing to see her students really enjoying the interaction on Zoom. We are working mostly with adults, but I think that we work also with teenagers, and for teenagers, it's a great tool.
I'll give an example. We have Radio Melitz. It's one of our platforms that we've opened, and through Radio Melitz, we actually work with school kids from around the world in order to enable them to produce radio shows. So we just did it towards Purim. We had kids from Buenos Aires and from Jerusalem working together through this kind of platform, and discussing with them our issues. So here we can see that it can work, but again, you need to be the person that knows how to work with kids.
But
okay?
But in terms of technology and dealing with the computer.
I think it depends. I think the kids, depends what age you're talking about, but usually they'll know how to handle technologies better than we can. They're born into it. And I see my kids from a young age know how to open a computer, get onto find whatever they want to find even before they could read. So they can handle it, they understand it, it comes naturally to them. And I think that it's not a problem. It's just a matter of, talking in their level, getting them to understand, and making them interested in what's going on, and be truthful to them.
Okay, I have another question. Is there, if I'm the owner, I'm sorry, speaking of kids, if I'm the one running the session, I'm able to mute everybody and decide who speaks when?
That's right. If you are the host of you can give also permissions to others. If you have few teachers or few moderators, so you can give them the permission to really be in charge of all the tools that Zoom or other platforms give the opportunity. Again, this morning my wife said, when I showed her the mute all, she said that she was very happy if she had something like that in class. So
can I do the same thing with the video?
That what? That it's.
Can I turn somebody's video off from my computer?
You can turn the video off also, yes, and you can also kick out someone that is not constructive in your lesson. You have all the.
The Zoom has so many options, but you could also, there's like a button you can press if you want to express yourself, and it's a wave, so that the children can actually, without bursting into talking, they can actually say, I want to say something. And there's an option for everybody to bring up their materials up onto the screen and showcase their work. There is so many different options on Zoom, but this is not a Zoom workshop. There are so many other options as well. What we do is we have our central meetings on Zoom, but we meet 24/7 on WhatsApp or any other kind of platform where we have a lot of discussions going on. And that's how young people connect today all the time. That's how they write and spell. They keep in touch.
So then would you recommend that to have a good discussion, you would mute people and turn them on, or would you just leave it open for people to?
I think that it's better to mute. I think that the teacher or moderator to work in an efficient way, the best way is to mute all and to give the permissions to. Again, it's totally different when you work with kids than when you work with adults. With adults like we are now, if I mute everyone and I say, yes, if someone wants to talk, just open your microphone. So someone will open the microphone and speak and then shut it off or shut it off. With kids, the experience is different because it's really that they all want to say something and they will, if they have the possibility to open from their side, they will open it because they want to express themselves. So there are ways that the moderator is really in charge of opening or closing, and that the participants are not able to do it. Again, maybe with kids it's okay. With adults, it's very annoying to be the one that gives the permission to talk because again, it's something else. But another thing, I think that one of the advantages of using video conferencing with kids, and today it's becoming more and more because of the corona, is that the kids find it a very innovative way to, for now, I don't know what will happen in 1 month from now, but for now, they feel that it is something new. It's really exciting to have the possibility to sit at their house and to see all the class. So what I suggest in that way, that to do a class, it gives them a few minutes that they can socialize, that it's like being at the afsaka at school, and that gives them the opportunity and not just to say, okay, now we are in the class, because then their experience is that when I'm shutting off this session, is that I didn't have even an opportunity to speak with my friends that are over there. So this is to find the way that really to try to see what are the needs of the student that at the end will help us to have a good interaction with them using this platform. And I can tell you one more thing. When my wife finished today the session, she didn't close the room. So she gave them like half an hour more to the opportunity to be together. And that was, and she was there, but she closed also the camera and shut off the volume, the microphone. so she could hear them, but she was like not there. And for them, it was like an experience of being together in that platform. But it was really amazing.
Maybe one other option that we should mention is that the possible to build discussion rooms of participants inside the room itself. So if you give like an assignment and you want a few kids to work on that assignment together, they can have their own inner private room where they can discuss themselves. And as a facilitator or teacher or manager, you can move from room to room and talk to those kids, and then bring them all back to the main assembly to discuss those assignments. So it's actually enables also working in subgroups, and it makes it, it brings out so many more possibilities.
Okay, thank you.
And I will suggest one more suggestion on that. But that I think that maybe after a while that the kids feel that they understand the tool, that maybe even to say to them, from 1 to 3, the video room is open. So, and even not to say, not to invite all the class to be there. Only those that want that. Maybe there are kids that are over now, they are sitting and they are very bored at home. And they know that they can enter the video room and they can be with their friends because other friends are entering that too. And maybe they are, I don't know, doing something else and they don't want, but they know that from 1 to 3, every day, the video room is open. And it becomes like a social room, that it gives an opportunity to continue the cashier, the contact with them, because it fixed time that in every day it will change. Sometimes there will be these kids, and sometimes there will be the other kids, without that the teachers that need to be there. Maybe it's good to be there from time to time, but that's like a social time. But it gives, I think, even a new thing that we almost don't have it at school in such a way. A social meeting of 2 hours every day for the kids of the class.
You could show pictures or so on to your friends.
So, okay. So if there are any other questions. So I want to thank everyone for being with us here in Melitz. First of all, feel very comfortable to write to us, to be in touch with us. We have almost every mail of you, and we will be also in touch. And we are here for you. And if in your organization or your community you want to discuss how to work on that, or maybe how to build a program that integrates technology in an efficient way that fits exactly the needs of the organization, we will be very, very happy to help you really from an educational and communal point of view. So thank you very much, and hopefully we will find ourselves in a dancing era, not in the corona era.
Thank you very much.
Shalom, shalom. Bye-bye to everyone.